Can you explain, Chris, the thinking behind you staying in London when the other guys played in Sussex, but when, on the face of it, you are short of runs?
Yeah, I think it was just the fact that I played quite a lot so far, and it was a good chance to just have a break mentally and physically, really. So got to work hard in the nets and pretty much trained every day. So still got my volume up, but yeah, it was just a chance to have a break, really.
And has it worked? You feel refreshed?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's been different. There's been a lot more pressure naturally playing international cricket, so it was good just to get away and get away from it for a couple of times and refresh.
Steve Smith didn't train. What's your observation of his back and how he's doing?
Oh, I think he's doing okay. I mean, I think he might have tweaked it a little bit yesterday, but talking to him, he said he's improved a bit. So hopefully he'll be right to train tomorrow and good to go on the first day.
Did he say he was in pain?
Not really. I think it's just a bit restrictive. So yeah, hopefully it's not a big issue.
Chris, can I ask, having waited so long for a second chance, have you enjoyed this experience so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting. There's things about it that are quite intense and sometimes hard to enjoy. But you know, the fact that you're playing for your country, living your dream, you know, it's a fantastic thing to do and feel very privileged. So. You know, there's pros and cons, but yeah, I mean, I'm loving this opportunity.
Did you know how hard, challenging it was going to be, Chris? I know you played that one match 5 years ago or so, but is this different from anything you've experienced as a player before in a long career?
Yeah, look, I'm not naive enough to know that this wasn't going to be the case. You know, the pressures that come playing international cricket are you know, far more than domestic cricket naturally, but. Yeah, I mean, it's still quite hard to experience once you're in. You know, just the scrutiny, I guess, that comes with it, and particularly as we haven't played to the standard we would have liked to, and myself individually. So yeah, that's been tough to take in some respects, but you know, like I said, I knew this was going to happen, so I've just got to get on with it.
Sorry. David Warner's back with the squad, and I know not been back that long with it, but how do you describe his mood and the way that he's sort of reintegrated with the squad again?
Yeah, I mean, Davey brings a lot of energy to the group always. You know, he's just one of those guys. He goes at 100 miles an hour, so you know, it's fantastic to see him get runs. He's such a destructive player that if he bats for a while, he could put some real pressure on England. So yeah, I mean, if he plays, then hopefully he does well. He can, you know, have one of those game outs and help us win this next test.
But fair to say his experience and impression have been missed. I mean, I guess in a way you pinpoint the batting that's been a bit disappointing in the series. So he would add a bit more oomph into the lineup. Yeah,
I mean, he's one of those ones. Opposition know that they have to get out quickly. I mean, if he bats for a while, he can take the game away. You know, like a Gilchrist used to do. So, you know, hopefully that he can do that for us if he does play.
Right from the outset, Darren Lehman said you and Shane are going to be the openers for this series. Has he reiterated that support, despite obviously 2 difficult Test matches, and when someone like David comes back in, has it been made clear that he's competing for a middle order place rather than competing with you and Shane?
I think going back to it, I think initially, you know, Darren said we were the openers to start, but it's up to us to perform. You know, I know full well that if I don't perform, then I may not deserve a place in the side. So the rest of the series, who knows what's going to happen? It's just, you know, I've got this opportunity, I've got to make the most of it. But you know, I think they used Davey in the middle order when he went and played for Australia. So I don't know if that's what they want to do, but maybe it is.
But it puts a bit of extra pressure on you, I guess. If you've got the confidence knowing that you are going to be playing, then perhaps that gets rid of some of the pressure, thinking that you're playing for your place. So do you feel in a bit of limbo there?
Not really. I think playing international cricket, there's pressure anyway. You know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, I've been captain of sides, I've selected sides, asked people to do different roles. The key is to score runs or take wickets. You know, that's your job. So you've got to forget about anything else and just get on with it.
Chris, can I just ask you about that freak dismissal at Lords? Have you ever experienced anything like that before? And what was going through your mind as you were thinking about reviewing it?
Yeah, I have hit maybe a couple of full tosses up the chimney, but yeah, look, it's one of those things. The ball went up and above the sight screen, and I just couldn't really see it. So, you know, it's in hindsight, you know, hopefully I would have done something different. And as for not reviewing it, it's hard to know. I think there was no real reference points, no normal reference points to gauge, you know, whether I'd reviewed that and that was hitting middle halfway up. You know, I would have looked a bit of a fool, to be honest. So yeah, I couldn't tell, and we were already down one, which was probably my fault as well. So so yeah, that's the way it goes.
As you said to Shane, I think that's missing. You know, you should have a look at that.
Yeah, and as I said yesterday, as a cricketer, I make a poor umpire.
Chris, it's probably fair to say that so far this summer Australia's batting's been sort of a collective failure, I suppose. What's your personal remedy when things aren't going right with the batting to get back into the form?
I think it's just a fight. I think you've got to get stuck in. I mean, I you know, there were times playing at WA when we weren't doing so well, and Justin Langer, that was his motto, and it kind of seemed to work for me. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else you can do but fight as hard as you can, and just try and stay out there and you know, not surrender your wicket, which, you know, we've probably been doing a little bit too easily. So you know, that's probably what I'm going to be looking to do.
When's the team going to be announced?
Good question. I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry.
An unenviable position to test down. How's the team coping? What's the mood like ahead of this crucial one?
Yeah, look, it's pretty good. Ideally, you know, you like to win matches, but we know this is a big challenge, and it's a bit of a journey as well. So a lot of guys, you know, who are still kind of developing, I guess, and there's a long way to go. But I think with Darren at the helm, and Michael Clark's been excellent as well. I think that the mood's still good, and we're still positive, and you know, we win this game, and things change quickly.
Chris, you talked about the importance of getting away from it and refreshing yourself. Can you give us an idea of what sort of things you were doing over the last few days to do that?
Yeah, I've probably learned to stop reading the papers finally. Yeah, look, I mean, I've had some family here, so I've been able to you know, hang out with them and just do things that I'm used to. So, you know, whether it's go to the gym or just hit balls or whatever, but something that you can just kind of get away from the pressure and enjoy yourself.
And Chris, the line you use there, as a cricketer, I'm a poor umpire. I know you're joking, but you need to come into Test cricket now. Is that something you have to work on with the reviews? You know, you genuinely have to take that seriously rather than.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a big part of the game now, and I've never been a part of it, so it's a bit of a learning curve for me. And yeah, I mean, we as a side probably need to be better. I think England have used it quite well, and us maybe not as well. But you know, that's just another thing that we need to do better as you know, the rest of our skills.
Have you talked about it specifically with Shane? Because he was with you in London, wasn't he? It sounds daft that you talk about reviewing and things, but is it a subject you've talked about?
Yeah, we have spoke about it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. It's hard to know at times. But yeah, we have spoke about it, but I'll probably keep that to myself.
So with the whole idea of getting refreshed before this test match, is sometimes the team bubble and team environment is staying in London as much sort of having a break from each other as much as, you know, having sort of time to yourself?
Yes, I mean, I would have been happy to go down and to Hove as well. It's not so much that. I mean, I'm pretty new to that bubble anyway. I guess Watto, you know, had his wife here and child, so that was good for him. But But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of cricket and it's a lot of intensity, and just to get away can help. So hopefully it will.
When you get out, like you did at Lord's, in the second innings as well, actually, I guess, is it kind of worse getting out in those manners than, say, just nicking off an away swing?
Good question. I couldn't answer you with that one. Yeah, look, I've got out in various ways, I guess, and a little bit unusual. So, in some respects, I think I've been doing a lot of good things. I mean, facing Anderson and Broad with a new ball is exceptionally hard, and I've managed to kind of get through those times. So, there's some things I can be proud of, I guess, but getting out at the wrong times is not something I can be.
Michael Clark's the only one who's played a test match here because they missed out last time, which is quite amazing to think. From your county cricket, Dave, what's your experience of Old Trafford, and what do you make of the conditions here?
Well, first of all, I've not played a first-class game here. I mean, I've always been in a different division, so... and the only times I have played here, it's practically rained the whole time. So, so yeah, it's. I guess of all the grounds, this is probably the most foreign. So, looking at the wicket, it looks a little bit interesting. There's a few cracks there already, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays. It's quite hard, but yeah, we'll just have to wait until day one and see what happens.